So I got a question from somebody that left a comment on one of my videos. I'm so grateful to you for leaving that comment. Great question. So the question was, my soul is not speaking to me. Any advice? So, firstly, I want to say your soul is always speaking to you, but I understand that sometimes we're not, there's disturbance in our field and we're not intuiting the messages, we don't feel like we're receiving the messages, we perhaps feel confused, maybe we feel isolated, we just don't feel like we're connecting, we feel disconnected, right? And it's very common in this reality. There's been a lot of mind control, a lot of programming, there's a lot of frequency out there that is designed to disconnect us from our soul. But first of all, what you need to acknowledge, so even if you're not interpreting the messages right, even if you're not connected to them, what the first thing to do is to acknowledge a truth, and that is your soul is always speaking to you. So whether you can hear it right now, it is always speaking to you. So that is step one. You must acknowledge that. It's just like with healing, right? If we can't acknowledge we've got something to heal, think about it this way. This will be an easy way for you to understand how simple that first step is, but how crucial it is for you to start hearing the messages from your soul. Imagine you're an alcoholic, right? And people can see you're an alcoholic, but you cannot admit it to yourself. You're like, absolutely, that's not true. If you don't admit you have some addiction, right, then you cannot start healing. It's impossible because you're in denial. So it's the same with our soul, right? If we believe that our soul is not speaking to us, then we're literally blocking it out, right? So step one is to just change that, reframe that perspective, and shift it to, rather than being that, shift it to, well, my soul is speaking to me, I'm just struggling right now to interpret the messages, or something like that, whatever feels good for you. So first of all, just acknowledge it. That's going to open a doorway for you. So acknowledge that your soul is always 100% speaking to you. Your soul absolutely loves you. It designed your body. You are your soul, right? In the totality, you are your soul, and there's a part of your soul's consciousness that has come into this body. Now, along with your soul's consciousness that comes into the body, there are other energies that get trapped in our energy field, and that can be stuck, unrepressed emotions, negative beliefs and limiting beliefs, subconscious viruses that have been inserted, mind controls, implants, so many different things get inserted into our energetic field, which stops the soul from taking up all of our energy body, right? It blocks out the soul. It creates blocks in our energy system, and that makes it more difficult for us to hear our soul and plug into its guidance, right? So step two, one of the most crucial things for you, in order for you to open up to really hearing your soul's advice, reconnecting back in, is your healing. There is nothing more critical than healing the self. And in healing the self, when you're really going on a healing journey, reconnecting back to yourself, to your true soul self, which is absolutely the journey that I have been, that has revolutionized my life. I couldn't even admit, so here we go, right? I didn't even realize until my mid-late 30s, when I was about 36, 37, when I started, I worked in finance. I started retraining in hypnotherapy because that was some guidance that I'd got in. I was obsessed with the soul. I was obsessed with the soul, but through past life, things like that. But I had no idea that I had healing to do. I had no idea about subconscious programming, about consciousness viruses, about implants, about all these things that get put into our bodies that stop us from connecting to the soul, until I followed that guidance and I went on that journey and it's been a long journey of reconnecting back to the true soul self, and it's been a healing journey. And it was at that point when I started to realize, I've got healing to do. There's things that I need to heal, and that healing journey is a simultaneous journey of connecting to the soul, as we actually work with the soul to heal. In order to really heal our bodies, to really take out the distortions in our energetic fields, the things that are causing the disruptions, the things that are causing the static that is making it difficult for us to know whether we're connecting to guidance or we're connecting to fears in the ego, right? Is it really our guidance? Can we trust ourselves? We feel a lot of distrust because we're taught to distrust ourselves and to have the illusion of being separated from the soul. But you can never be separated from the soul. It's always there. It's always communicating to you. So as we heal the body, we heal it with the soul. It is the soul. It is spirit. It is our spirit team. It is our soul that moves in and works with the body when we do healing. So it's a beautiful journey because we're reconnecting back to the soul and we're healing at the same time. And as we heal, we connect back to the soul. So healing is key. Make it central to your life. You matter more than anything. I do, not to be, I'm not making this video to plug what I do, but at the end of the day, this is what I do. Part of my mission is to, I've been on this and I'm still on this path. Healing doesn't end. We continue to heal, and the more we heal, the more soul that comes in, the more that soul that comes in, the more we become our authentic selves, and the more the channel, it just gets clearer and clearer and clearer, and all of a sudden we're living in a world of magic where everything that's happening is like magic. And I'm going to link a video at the end of this about the energies of December. Please do watch that, and you're going to see how guidance opens up as we're healing, and how there's so much magic for us to tap into as we go on our healing journeys. So that process that I went through of reconnection back to my true soul self, birthed a program, an 8-week online program. So it's in the description below. So, but whether you want to check that out or check out anything else, there's so many healers out there, amazing healers, guides, mentors. But as soon as I made healing a priority, my life absolutely changed, and I started to connect to my soul in ways that I didn't even know was possible. I didn't even realize that I was disconnected from my soul. I didn't even realize how little of my soul was in my energy field until I started going on that journey. So you've got to acknowledge that your soul is always speaking to you. It's just right now there's distortions in your field, there's static in your fields, and you're not hearing the guidance. Number 2, make healing your priority. And heal, and I say this all the time, right? People think healing is really hard and it's difficult. It is not hard and it is not difficult. There is times when you feel uncomfortable, but again, you'll hear me talk about in the video that I link. There's times when you feel uncomfortable, but honestly, so what? Imagine being a little child, right, and you're crawling around and you're starting to learn to walk, and you get up, and the first time you take a few steps you fall down and it hurts, right, and it's uncomfortable, and you went, oh nah, I'm not doing that again, it's too uncomfortable. We'd all be crawling around on the floor, right? We've been programmed to believe being uncomfortable is bad. But it's not bad, and it's where the growth happens. It's where we expand. So yes, sometimes during healing, it can be uncomfortable, but it's really not in a way of suffering, because especially the way I take people through healing, right? It's all about turning on the light. It's all about bringing in the divine energies, turning the light and bringing in the higher truths. So as we're connecting to the soul, bringing in the higher truths, it's healing our body, and we don't have to suffer as we go through that healing. It's actually fun. It's mostly fun. And the more you do that, the more your vibration rises, the more your vibration and your frequency changes, the more you're attracting into your life people, places, events that are in alignment with that. My life, the people that the soul tribe that started to come into my life this last year are another level. And I know that is an absolute mirror of the work that I've been dedicated to. I know there's been people in my life that don't understand this journey of healing that I am on and why I'm so obsessed about it, but only they don't understand that, and that is programming, because they don't put value in, they don't have value for the self, and that is programming as well. We're programmed not to value the self. We're programmed to value everything outside of the self, to value paying thousands of pounds for a couch, let's say, or a watch or a holiday. I'm not saying that there's no value in that at all and you shouldn't do that, but when it comes to the self, people don't value investing in the self, investing in healing, investing in working with teachers and mentors that have worked that path. But that is something that has been central to my life over these last 7 years or so, and that has been massively why my channel has opened up, why I'm embodying so much more of my highest self, why I'm moving into alignment with my highest destined timeline. So healing. Okay, let me just see this. So the other thing, and I'm going to link a video as well because I made a video about this, is actually starting to learn how your soul communicates as well, because our souls, our spirit team, they communicate in many different ways. Often we get these pieces of a puzzle that we've got to put together. It's like a little game. It's fun. So often something will drop in, maybe a song will drop in, and we look at the song and there's some lyrics in there that are meaningful. Maybe we'll overhear something. There's no doubt within this message there is signs, synchronicities and confirmation for you that is showing that the fact that you are listening to this message, your soul is communicating, because our souls, our higher selves, they are in a unified field of consciousness, and we work through each other to deliver messages to each other, to help each other activate, expand and grow, so we can receive messages from other people as well. Ask questions. So understanding that our guides communicates with numbers, repeating number patterns. Again, that I talk about in the message at the end, so I'm not going to go massively into that. So please do watch the 2 videos that if this title interested you, if you are feeling this is you, if you are feeling stuck in some way, not understanding your guides, and the 2 videos linked to this are also going to open many keys there, because it's different number patterns, and we open up to the fact that we don't have to understand what it is telling us in the beginning. We just have to start acknowledging that it is our soul communicating with us, and the more that we heal, the more we start to learn how to trust those confirmations that come through. We can ask spirit for signs. We can ask spirit to give us signs, and start our day in a way. So what else you want to do is start your day where you are inviting in your soul and your spirit team. It can just be a little prayer where you just say, I'm inviting in my highest soul self today. I'm inviting in my angelic guides and helpers that are aligned with the 100% pure Christos Sophia template. Make it confirm that you are wanting to align with your team that are in full alignment with the organic structure, and just say to them, look, I invite you in, I ask you to bombard me with signs that you are around me today. I ask you to give me so many confirmations. They don't mind doing this, and again I go into this in that video. They want to do this. They want to help us build trust in ourselves, and it is about building trust in ourselves. And as we build that trust, we are also healing layers of programs that have made us believe it has to look a certain way, be a certain way, that we can't connect to our own guides, that only mediums can connect to the other side. That is not the truth. You are psychic. Every single one of us is psychic. Every single one of us has the gifts and the ability to tune in, interpret messages from our soul. You are your soul, and it is just the distortions in the field that are blocking you from receiving that. Go into nature, do things that make you feel joy. So invite in your team, ask them to give you signs, talk to your soul, ask questions, and you're going to start noticing confirmations that come often through others to start with, because it's so much easier for them to get your attention through others. But know that yes, there is an organic there is an inorganic algorithm on YouTube, of course there is, but there's also an organic one, and you'll know when you're getting a video that is from the organic algorithm, because there'll be something in the video that confirms it to you. Your guides will give you some kind of confirmation that that video is you. If you're not seeing that, ask your guides. I do this often. If I get videos, I'll say to my guides before I even start watching the video, make it obvious if this video is for me. Give me a very clear sign that this video is for me. And I'm always amazed at the magic that unfolds when I ask that, and I know when a video is for me. I know when a message is for me. Okay, so just to summarize, just so I can see if there's anything else that's coming through, we've got 1, acknowledge that your soul is talking to you. You might not be able to interpret it right now, but it is talking to you. Boom, you're opening the door already. Just from doing that right now, as you're watching this, saying that to yourself every day, start saying, look at that, whoa, right? Yes, oh my gosh, that's only happened to me once when I've made about 300 videos. That's only ever happened to me once, right? That is the team coming through and letting you know, yes, just by that simple little thing, you are opening up so many doors, and you're going to see very quickly that you start to interpret more messages to heal. Check out my Reconnect program. It's 8 weeks online. It's really, really good value for money. It comes with a 7-day money back guarantee. You know, it's a deep, deep healing, awakening, transformational journey of quantum hypnosis healing, energy activations. Make healing your priority, because you heal with your soul, you heal with the divine, and that's going to open up your channels more and more to interpreting those messages. Number 3, start to understand, start to learn how spirit communicates, and start to acknowledge. Again, there's going to be another video about that at the end, but it's through numbers, it's through other people. Ask questions, ask for a sign, invite in your guides, invite them in every day, invite in your soul, ask for signs, ask for confirmation. They honestly, they do not mind doing it. They love to do it. It's fun for them to do it. They don't mind doing it all. In fact, you know, you'll see at the end, you know, a huge message that spirit is wanting to bombard us with signs, because it understands that we've had so much programming, so much put into our field, that many people just don't trust the information they receive, don't trust themselves, because you've been taught not to trust yourself. Right, let me just see if there's anything else that's coming through. I'm just going to say the question again, so just to see if something else comes through. My soul is not speaking to me. Any advice? Is there anything else, guides, that you want to bring through? You know, I'm just feeling a lot of emotion coming through, right? Okay, I'm just feeling a lot of love, a lot of emotion come through. You know, your guides, they are there. They are with you, and they are celebrating you. They are... If you are watching this right now, just know that you are exactly where you are meant to be. You are being celebrated right now, because for everything, all the challenges that you have gone through, all the times you've fell down, but you've got back up. You know, your guides are really celebrating you, and they really want to assist you to open up those channels of communication and be able to trust that, and really, like I say, it's simple. Start to acknowledge that they are communicating with you, even if you can't hear it right now. Really make a commitment to yourself in 2025 to make healing. You know, you've probably been on the healing, you know, you're on the healing journey to some extent if you're plugging into my video anyway, but perhaps this is a sign to go deeper on that healing journey. You know, I've done so much healing, but I never stop, right? I know there's always more to do, and I do it in a fun way, so it's not a chore. It brings me alive to live in those energies, because it means I've got to be conscious, and when you're conscious, you're connected to spirit. So really just plug into your healing, do things that bring you joy as well, like just let go of that stress of the need to communicate as well. You know, make sure that you are doing things that excite your inner child, right? Get out into nature. When you're out in nature, it's very, very easy for spirit to communicate to you in nature, and again, it'll just be this thought that drops into your head, and again, the more you go through the healing, the more you'll understand those are messages for you. So get out into nature, do things that bring you joy, make sure you're making time for yourself, you know, and really just paying attention to the stuff that you are plugging into. That, you know, often I'm like, I've been through so many times and I'm like, spirit, I want you to communicate with me more, and then I get this message like, well, meditate then, well, go in nature more then, well, you know, stop watching all these YouTube videos, because I can feel myself. It can be so easy for us sometimes to get consumed by external messages, right? And there's nothing wrong with that. We are here for each other right now. You know, what I'm feeling right now is the energy of connection, right? I have spent so long in, like, I would say, isolation, just being the hermit, healing, but you know, as I'm coming out of that, and I'm just really done so much healing, and I'm just flooded with my higher self. I'm feeling that want to connect more to people, have that kind of connection energy. So your guides really want to connect with you. They really want to connect deeply to you right now, but you've got to make space for them to connect to you, and it doesn't have to be like hours and hours a day, and it's we've got to change our habits little by little. So just making some space every day so that they can connect, but not putting loads of pressure on yourself to get the messages. Just start with the things that focus on the things that I've brought through today, and you're going to start to see magic just show itself in your environment. Magic's going to start happening, and that magic gets stronger and stronger. And if you watch those videos at the end, you're going to see how I talk about how I show through something that I've been going through this week, how much magic can just flow into your life. So hopefully that answers the question for those that are plugging into this. Thank you to the person that asked that question. If anybody else, if this sparks off any other questions, depending on how many people send questions, I might not be able to answer them all, but sometimes just things spark off from the questions that you ask me. So do feel free in the comments to share your experience. Maybe you've got some tools, some techniques on how people can connect to the soul on a deeper level. So please do share them. If you've got any questions, do share it as well. And I'm wishing you so many blessings and miracles.